Let's talk about it!
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Eboni Rainey.
And I'm Danesha Williams.
If this is your first time,
Welcome.
If not, let's talk about it. Yay!
Thank you all for tuning in today. So today we have a special treat. We have Stenza, also known as Stenza Beauty, with us. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So she is located right here in Central Florida, and she services all faces. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
ma'am.
Okay, so let's get into it, y'all.
Please.
As she said, we have the amazing Central Florida's one of the best MUAs in Central Florida, Stenza. And we're so happy to have you today.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
So let's get into it.
Okay.
So why a makeup artist? What made you go into being a makeup artist? What inspired you?
So, I have always been like low key obsessed with makeup, right?
Okay.
So, and I think, just being a woman in general, like we all kind of have that starting point, right? But when I got to college, I actually realized that I really had a knack for it. I would do makeup for my friends, family, things like that. And I was like, I'm actually really good at this.
Right.
And so I was working, I was working two jobs. And I was like working makeup on the weekends, right? And so I was like, okay, Lord, I can't keep doing this. And I would have these moments where it would be like, I can do this, like I can go full time with this. Like I felt like God was speaking to me, like just do it, just do it. And then there were other moments when it was like I wouldn't hear anything at all. I wouldn't feel anything at all. And so I always thought it was just me just kind of talking to myself. You know how you get, you just kind of, you get in your head, but sometimes it may not be the right time, and that type of thing. So just prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed. And I was like, Lord, if you just tell me, I will do it. And I was literally waiting on a sign. And it's so funny because one particular night, I went to Bible study.
Okay.
And so at Bible study, the pastor was like, come down to the altar if you have been thinking about starting your own business. So I went down to the altar, and he literally told me, he was like, you have been waiting on God to come down from the sky and tell you to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
Wow.
And I was just like, you are absolutely right. Like I have literally been waiting for it. And so he was like, God told me to tell you that this is your sign. Go ahead and do it.
Amen.
So literally from that point on, and that was in 2018.
Okay.
So I started my journey in 2016 as far as, practicing faces and doing like that.
Right.
By 2018, I was good enough to go full time,
Okay.
and I've been full time ever since.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's a beautiful story.
Yeah. I just love that you mentioned God, because God does all. Without God, who are we?
Right.
Where are we?
Can't do anything.
And I just love too that you mentioned, just understanding your journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to touch on it, that we have to understand too, because I've been in that place where I'm like, where is God? I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
But as I got more into my relationship with God and spirituality, I learned that silence can be meaning being still.
Yeah.
Like you said, it may not be the time or the season
Mm-hmm.
to walk into, what you want to walk into in your plan.
Mm-hmm.
And God, like,
Mm-hmm.
hold on, I'm gonna be quiet real quick because I need you to be still.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what I learned.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Danesha, what do you think about that?
Wow, Stenza, what a wonderful story. I mean, so inspirational. Like, I remember back in, I want to say 2017, I ran into you for the first time doing my makeup. So ever since college, I've been working with Stenza. But I wanted to ask you something, right? I know you do makeup. Do you do any other businesses on the side outside of makeup?
Yes. So my husband and I, we do have a restaurant together.
Okay.
And I am also in the process of just kind of expanding out. So I have some business endeavors that I can't really dabble into right now because, you know, people listening, you know, people like to steal your ideas.
Listen, let's talk about it.
So, you know, keep that on the wrap just a little bit. But I do have some other business ideas that I am going to be venturing into.
Okay.
But I do like, I'm getting into, I guess you could say like the digital craze, right?
Yep.
But it makes sense. And I know we'll talk about it, you know, a little bit more as we get in depth, but so yeah, that's pretty much more so what I'm doing.
Okay, so can you please tell us what's the business name for the restaurant?
It is Streetwise Urban Food.
Okay.
And it is located at 2611 North Pine Hills Road. And we got great food. Check us out on Google. You'll see we have literally a 4.8 Google rating. And we worked hard for that.
Yes. I know how much about it.
Yes, we worked hard for that. So we are kind of restructuring things because at our old location we did have a fire to break out, and so that just kind of took a toll on our business. It took a real toll on our business where we kind of just had to start from the bottom again.
Right.
And now we're in the process of rebuilding. So that's basically what you're going to see. You're going to see on Google, you'll see a lot of our old photos. Right now, if you go to the restaurant, you'll see, you know, kind of that we're still like starting from scratch, kind of restarting.
Yeah.
But we're going to get back to the top again. So
that's awesome. And you will.
Yes.
And so just to kind of back up a little bit, because I know just with rebranding, re-strategizing, starting from, you know, bottom again, just working your way back up, kind of jumping back to COVID. Because I know me as a business owner, that took a big hit. But by the grace of God, we still in business, okay? Even through this inflation, recession type of economy we in right now. How has that impacted your business, and how have you either grown or learned from that, you know, just going through COVID? Or were you even open during COVID?
So I think, you know, everybody technically had to shut down for like 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Right.
But essentially, I don't remember being affected by COVID financially. When I think about that time, I know our restaurant took a hit because we had to close. But me financially for my makeup business, because I was still having brides that were booking. They were like, okay, my wedding is next year. You know, we're planning on COVID to not even be a thing by then. So I still want to book you. So let's go ahead and just lock this in. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, besides just not having, and you know, mind you as well, like I still had brides whose weddings were supposed to happen. Either they had to reschedule or whatever, but I still had weddings booked for that current year where that money was still coming in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Exactly. And then the remaining and all that other kind of stuff. So it was still working out. So I don't remember being financially stressed.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
So, Stanza, being in a saturated market, you know, you're a makeup artist. There's so many out there. What do you say makes your brand stand out differently than the others?
So I would have to say that I have worked hard to try to keep the integrity of my business. So let me say it like this too. So I treat my business as a business. And that's one thing that I tell my my mentees a lot. Treat your business as a business, because that's going to be one of the things that is going to make your business to stand out. Because ultimately, we are in the customer service industry, right? And so when somebody reaches out to you or wants to book you or whatever, you know, don't have like a nasty attitude where it's like, you know, they need you, because they don't, because we're in such a huge saturated market that they can literally go and find somebody else. But what is making you stand out is the fact of, you know, are you actually you know, responding to emails? Are you actually responding to text messages? And sometimes, you know, I get caught up throughout the day. I forget to respond. I'm guilty of that a lot. But I at least try to respond within like 24 to 48 hours, depending on what I'm doing. You know what I mean? But yeah, following up with emails, making sure that you make your clients feel feel special.
Yes.
That's very, very important. And I think that's something that I have kind of done very well. And yeah, just making sure that I keep my business, keep operating it as a business, keep the customer service A1. I think is very important. I think that's what helps me to stand out. I'm a strong believer that God honors integrity.
Yeah.
And so I did what I said that I was going to do. And I believe that the return is going to come to me. Even though I didn't get to go to Colombia, there will be other times.
Yep.
So, yeah.
No, I think that's really good. Because at the end of the day, the integrity is everything.
Mm-hmm.
And in my business, one of the things I was just telling a client this earlier, because she was just saying how our customer service is so good. She loved coming here. Like, we have clients coming from out of town because they say, oh, I come here, I drive here because of the customer service.
Mm-hmm.
You know, y'all wigs may be a little higher than usual, but it's not about the price. It's about the quality and the experience.
Definitely.
And that is so important, keeping that integrity.
Yes.
I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so just getting back into your journey of makeup. I mean, you've been a makeup artist since 2018. So where do you
2016. Full time since 2018.
Correct. Wrong, honey. 2016. However, she went full time in 2018. Clock that time. But okay, so you've been in the game for a long time. So where do you see yourself long term when it comes to makeup?
So when it comes to makeup, I don't see myself being a makeup artist forever.
Okay.
I just don't. And that's, not throwing shade. Right, gracefully. That's not, throwing shade at the profession. That's just kind of, I think that everyone should start somewhere, but that's not where you should finish. And I'm a believer that this is where God is starting me, but this is not where he wants me to stay. And so, right. So I am, and this goes back into the business things that we were talking about. So I am looking into other ventures that are still related to what I do in this industry, but would definitely get me off my feet. Because to be honest with you, being a makeup artist and a full-time makeup artist, it can be very strenuous on your feet.
Let's talk about it.
Legit. Like, I can be, I'll have brides reach out to me and they'll question, like, why can't I just do 8 faces by myself? Because that's literally 8, 9, possibly 10 hours, just kind of depending on the situation, that I would be on my feet, and it's just not possible. Right. I mean, it's possible, but I'm not doing it anymore. Right. I have learned my lesson and I'm just not doing it anymore. That's why I have assistants and things like that. So, okay, so, but yeah, so I just don't see myself doing makeup on my feet full time. I definitely will be expanding. And to be honest with you, I'll probably may even stop doing makeup by, 2024? By 2026, 2027. I think by then my my business ventures should be well lifted off the ground by then. So
that's good. That's so good. Wow, a powerhouse.
So any last minute tips you would like to give an aspiring makeup artist, someone that's interested, or just the everyday woman that's at home and like, I need help. Where do I start? Just some quick tips.
Courses, anything.
Yeah, so now let me say this. Anyone out there who want to know more how to do makeup but are not naturally artistic, right? Maybe YouTube University is not the best thing to do, okay? Right. You want to actually invest in a class. I do teach classes, but I'm giving you the reasons why you want to do that, because whether you take a class with me or with another makeup artist, our goal is to teach you what works for your face.
Right.
And not necessarily what is trending, right? Because what's trending may not work for you. There are certain things, like for me, having hooded eyes, I can't do, to be honest with you, it doesn't make sense for me to learn how to do certain eyeshadow looks on myself because I have hooded eyes. You're not going to see it, so it doesn't matter.
You're absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So, while everybody is so focused on, how would, my eyes look like this, it's like, girl, why? Let's focus on other things, other features that's really going to bring out the best in you, right?
Right.
Now for my girlies who are a little bit more naturally artistic, and I say this because I've learned that my students, I kind of gauge their abilities based upon how naturally artistic they are. Okay. The more artistic they are, the easier it is for them to grasp. Right. Yeah. And when they're less artistic, then, you know, it takes a little bit more time, right? Okay. So for my girlies who are a little bit more naturally artistic, it's kind of easier for you to grasp your concepts. You know, definitely check out YouTube if you don't have the money to spend, you know, to invest in taking a personal one-on-one makeup class. There's definitely nothing wrong with it, but do what works for you. Don't criticize the makeup artist for doing something different than what you saw on YouTube, because everybody has a different technique. Everybody has different reasons as to why we do what we do. So just trust the process.
Trust the process. I'm here for it. And did you mention where they would find that information if they were looking to do a one-on-one with you?
Yeah, so you can book it directly on my website, stenzabeauty.com. You can also send me a text message. You can find me on Instagram, stenzabeauty. Shoot me a DM. Whatever you want to do is fine. I'll be more than happy to guide you through the process.
Perfect. So, wow, Stenza, such a beautiful story, passion, everything's in alignment. So we're very thankful that you joined us today. And we're going to go ahead and close out. Any last minute thoughts, Eboni?
Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on to show the girlies like what you need to do, what you need to invest in. You know, that's the importance of it. And then also just giving us some tidbits on your journey from the business standpoint. I love that. Yes. Okay. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and close it out. But thank you so much for coming again.
Of course.
And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel to get notifications on our next episode. But until then, let's talk about it.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.